I am called by many names. I am the world. I am the universe. I am God. I am truth. I am all. I am one. And I am also you. You have dared to knock on the door. Now, the door is open. Quiet, child. Is this what you wanted, isn't it? I will show you the truth.
Would you willingly cut off your perfectly good arm for a better one?
Human enhancement technologies are techniques that can be used not simply for treating illness and disability, but also for enhancing human characteristics and capacities. Human augmentation could allow civilian and military people to work more effectively, and in environments that were previously inaccessible.
Our ability to upgrade the bodies of soldiers through drugs, implants, and exoskeletons may be upending the ethical norms of war as we've understood them.
Neuro-pharmaceuticals will allow people to maintain concentration for longer periods of time or enhance their learning abilities. Advocacy of the case for human enhancement is increasingly becoming synonymous with transhumanism. Transhumanism is an international intellectual movement that aims to transform the human condition by developing and making widely available sophisticated technologies to greatly enhance human intellect and physiology. Although many proposals of human enhancement rely on fringe science, the very notion and prospect of human enhancement has sparked public controversy. Human testing is looked down on. However, the most common criticism of human enhancement is that it is or will often be practiced with a reckless and selfish short-term perspective that is ignorant of the long-term consequences on individuals and the rest of society, such as the fear that some enhancements will create unfair physical or mental advantages to those who can and will use them, or unequal access to such enhancements can and will further the gulf between the haves and have-nots. Other critics of human enhancement fear that such capabilities would change, for the worse, the dynamic relations within a family. Given the choices of superior qualities, parents make their child as opposed to merely birthing it, and the newborn becomes a product of their will rather than a gift of nature. Some believe that the ability to enhance oneself would reflect the overall goal of human life, to improve fitness and survivability. They claim that it is human nature to want to better ourselves by an increased life expectancy, strength, and/or intelligence, and to become less fearful and more independent. Unfairness in those who receive enhancements and those who do not is a cause for concern. Although it should be noted that unfairness already exists within our society without the need for human enhancement. How easy it is for certain individuals to get a hold of such enhancements depending on their socio-economic standing. With all technologies, it is important to keep in mind the historical trends of technology that relate utility to availability. Human enhancement technologies can impact human identity by affecting one's self-conception. This is problematic because enhancement technologies threaten to alter the self fundamentally to the point where the result is a different person. Cyberware is a relatively new and unknown field, a proto-science, or more adequately a proto-technology. In science fiction circles, it is commonly known to mean the hardware or machine parts implanted in the human body and acting as an interface between the central nervous system and the computers or machinery connected to it. Examples of potential cyberware cover a wide range, but current research tends to approach the field from one of two different angles: interfaces or prosthetics. Large university laboratories conduct most of the experiments done in the area of direct neural interfaces. For ethical reasons, the tests are usually performed on animals or slices of brain tissue from donor brains. The mainstream research focuses on electrical impulse monitoring, recording, and translating the many different electrical signals that the brain transmits. A number of companies are working on what is essentially a hands-free mouse or keyboard. The more intense research, concerning full in-brain interfaces, is being studied, but is in its infancy. Few can afford the huge cost of such enterprises, and those who can find the work slow-going and very far from the ultimate goals. Research has reached a level where limited control over a computer is possible using thought commands alone. After being implanted with the Massachusetts-based firm Cyberkinetics chip called BrainGate. The second variety of cyberware consists of a more modern form of the rather old field of prosthetics. Modern prostheses attempt to deliver a natural functionality and appearance. In the subfield where prosthetics and cyberware cross over, experiments have been done where microprocessors, capable of controlling the movements of an artificial limb, are attached to the severed nerve endings of the patient. Crossing over between prostheses and interfaces are those pieces of equipment attempting to replace lost senses. An early success in this field is the cochlear implant. A tiny device inserted into the inner ear, it replaces the functionality of damaged, or missing, hair cells, the cells that, when stimulated, create the sensation of sound. This device comes firmly under the field of prosthetics, but experiments are also being performed to tap into the brain. Coupled with a speech processor, this could be a direct link to the speech centers of the brain. Humanity is entering a transhuman era, where biology is treated as something to be manipulated at will, depending on one's lifestyle interests rather than health needs. But questions remain about how far society is prepared to accept these kinds of applications and what ethical issues they create. Among the biggest ethical issues surrounding human enhancements is the question of governance. Making numerous enhancements available will require having a range of decision makers charged with developing policies for their use and implies the need for social systems ensuring that everyone has affordable access to them.